Beef prices are extremely high right now, so can I take a USDA select grade ribeye steak and turn it into a steak that's better than a prime grade ribeye steak? Let's find out. All right, so I'm starting with a 23.42 pound USDA select grade prime rib. As you can see right here, this is a USDA select prime rib. So a lot of people think they call this a prime rib because of the grade of the beef being prime, and it's not. You can actually get a USDA select, choice, or prime rib. So I'm going to dry age this USDA select prime rib for 45 days, and let's see if we can turn out a steak that's better than a prime grade ribeye steak. So because I am going to be dry aging this, you got to make sure that everything is extremely clean. Obviously I washed my cutting board, but I also washed the outside of this package with soap and water. You don't know how this was handled, how many people at the butcher shop handle this, how many customers handle this, so you got to make sure the outside is extra clean. So I'm going to open up this package. This is definitely one of the biggest prime ribs that I've ever purchased. All right, so the only thing that I need to do is dry off that surface, get rid of any moisture that's on the outside of this prime rib. I gotta tell you, I am really excited about this experiment, especially with beef prices being so high. You know, oftentimes you think you have to buy a prime grade piece of beef in order to end up with a good tasting steak. And I'm gonna try to change that. Now, when you're gonna be dry aging a piece of meat like this, you don't wanna trim anything off of it. Remember, once it's dry aged, it's gonna develop a pellicle on the outside, which we're gonna have to trim. And if you trim the fat now, you're gonna be wasting a lot of meat because you're gonna have to trim that off. All right, so about 6 rolls of paper towels later, I think I've got this surface nice and dry. The next step, we just need to put this in our dry ager. All right, so I'm going to be using my Reserve 100 dry aging cabinet from Pro Smoker to dry age this prime rib. I got to tell you, if you want to kick up your dry aging game, check out Pro Smoker at the link below and get yourself a nice discount. So you can also hang the meat in this cabinet. As you can see back there, it does have a rod and it does come with some hooks if you wanted to hang your meat. Man, this is 23 pounds. This will give you an idea of how big this cabinet is. And there you go. You can easily fit another prime rib behind this one, 2 prime ribs on this rack right here, and maybe 1 more prime rib on the bottom rack. Now this cabinet does have a UV light that's going to keep all the air inside of this dry aging cabinet nice and sanitary. Plus you also have a light that illuminates the inside of the cabinet. Now I did put a tag right here putting today's date, December 19th of 2025. 45 days from now is February the 2nd of 2026. And again, we started with 23.42 pounds. I will be weighing this once it's dry aged. So I will see you guys in 45 days. Stay tuned. All right, the moment we've all been waiting for, 45 days have passed. This prime rib has been in my dry ager since December the 19th of 2025. It is now December 2nd of 2026. All right, so let's take the prime rib out of my dry ager, get a weight on it, and take a look at this bad boy. Look at that. 45-day dry aged prime rib. Let's get a weight on it. All right, take a look at that. 18.88 pounds is where we're at. Again, we started at 23.42 pounds. So this prime rib lost 4.5 pounds in 45 days. Now remember that beef is 75% water, so I'm not surprised that we lost 4.5 pounds over 45 days. But trust me, what's left behind is an amazing beefy flavor. So at this point, you have a couple of different options. You can sit here and take off all of this pellicle from the outside of the prime rib, but I found it easier to cut the steaks and then remove the pellicle. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to separate the bones from the meat. So very carefully separate these bones. Try to hug the bones, that way you don't lose a ton of meat. All right, so I went in about 3 or 4 inches, so at this point I should be able to start separating the bones from the meat, just like that. So now I have a better view of the bones and the meat, making it easier to separate these bones. So there are no foul smells that are coming from this prime rib. And I got to tell you, that's the job of your dry aging cabinet. All right, and just like that, we are separated. All right, so I'm going to use the smallest knife that I've got in my collection, and look at this bad boy. This is the Annihilator from Dale Strong, and I have been waiting to use it. So I'm going to give you guys the money shot. Go right down the middle. Oh man, look at this thing go to work. All right, you guys ready for this money shot? Here we go. Oh man, that looks absolutely beautiful. Check that out. Does that look amazing or what? Now remember that this was a select grade prime rib, but that's got some decent marbling, especially on the spinalis right here. All right, so I'm gonna cut out a couple of steaks and show you guys how I trim this pellicle on the outside. Oh man. Now that pellicle is a little hard, so it does take a little bit of work to separate it. Cutting about 1-inch steaks. All right, so at this point, I'm just gonna go around this ribeye steak and remove this pellicle and some of this excess fat. Real simple. This is why I like doing this after I cut the steaks versus trimming the entire prime rib. That takes quite a bit of time, so I like doing it this way. So it's real simple. Just remove that outside pellicle. Look at that. Super easy. And that's it. Maybe a little bit more fat right here and right here. And there you have it, folks. 45-day dry aged ribeye steaks, and these look absolutely amazing. Take a look at that. I gotta tell you, for a select grade prime rib, the marbling is absolutely beautiful. Take a look at that. So I got to tell you, this ribeye steak is going to be super tender. So one thing that I like to do is truss up the ribeye steak. So just roll it into a circle like this, just like that. I got some butcher's twine and stay right in the center of the ribeye steak, just like that. And just like you're tying your shoes, tie a knot. You don't have to be a Boy Scout to do this. Really nice and tight. Make an overhand knot. And that's all you need right there. Just cut this twine off. Look at that. Does that look beautiful or what? I'm gonna get the rest of these steaks done and I'll bring you guys right back. Okay, so I've got all of the ribeye steaks cut and trussed up, and look at this beauty. I'm guessing this is about a 1 pound ribeye steak, but let's weigh it. All right, I've got it set to ounces. And look at that, 15.99 ounces, 1 pound of 45-day dry aged ribeye right here. So I'm gonna keep the seasoning really simple. All this steak needs is salt and pepper. So I've got some kosher salt here. Gonna add enough of this salt. And some 16 mesh black pepper. Add enough pepper as well. Press that down. Look at that. Maybe a little bit more black pepper. Season both sides. Oh yes. Season up the edges as well. All right, look at that beauty. 1 inch thick. Look at this, probably 5-6 inches of round right there. 1 pound. Let's grill this bad boy up. I'll see you guys outside. All right, so I've got my charcoal grill lit up, and these coals are extremely hot. And by the way, I'm using plain old Kingsford Blue charcoal. Here's our beautiful steak going on. Here we go. Now, as far as internal temperature, I'm looking for about 129 degrees. That way we have a nice medium rare steak. All right, let's give it its first flip. Oh yes, look at that. Beautiful. Looks like our twine rolled up on one side like an old pair of underwear. Let's give it another flip. This steak is almost ready. All right, so we just hit 128 degrees. Gonna grab this ribeye and I'll see you guys inside. All right, so the steak has been resting for about 5 minutes and look at that beauty right there. Does that look good or what? And yes, this is my charcuterie board. So let's take that twine off. You know you got to pour the juices over the steak. It would be a sin not to. All right, I'm going to slice this steak right down the middle. Oh, baby. Look at that. Wall to wall pink, nice and juicy, smells absolutely amazing. Get a couple of pieces here for our taste test. Oh man. This steak right here is money. All right, let's give it a taste. All right, so I've been waiting 45 days to try this select grade prime rib. Is it better than prime rib without being dry aged? Let's find out. Wow, that steak, so juicy, full of flavor with that salt and pepper. Oh my goodness. That is an amazing steak. So I'm gonna try the edge of the ribeye steak that was really close to that pellicle and see if the taste is beefier. Here we go. Oh yeah. All right, so that outside edge of the ribeye steak that I just tried that was really close to the pellicle is extremely beefy, but I gotta tell you, it is so darn good. So the real question is this select prime rib or ribeye steak better than a prime grade prime rib? Absolutely. It's 100 times better. If you guys have been wanting to dry age meats at home, what are you waiting for? Check out Pro Smoker at the link below. Thank them for sponsoring this video. Grab yourself a dry ager and get a nice discount. I hope you guys enjoyed this 45-day dry aged steak video. If this is your first time to my channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. Until next time, Joe with Smokin' Joe's Play Barbecue. See ya.